Hey, what's up, everyone? This is David Greenspan on season 4 of the Mindshare podcast. Additional podcasts are available at mindshare101.com and on all the major podcast platforms. This week's episode is sponsored by Kit's Keep in Touch Systems and the Buzz Conference. If you're not already, hit up the Buzz Conference on Instagram and give them a follow at the Buzz Conference. Also, make sure you get this month's copy of the Buzz Digital Magazine. We were incredibly fortunate. I was incredibly fortunate to be able to grace the front cover of this magazine this month. It is a very, very special issue. You're not going to want to miss it. There's a full editorial inside. So just go over to the website, www.thebuzzconference.com, to get the latest copy of the Buzz Digital Magazine. And of course, to keep tabs on all the awesome stuff that the Buzz is always doing for this real estate industry of ours. And when was the last time you checked out the Kit's Cross-Channel Marketing Suite? This is your full-on marketing toolset, starting with Loop CRM to help keep you organized. The most personal and effective direct mail newsletters delivering response rates of over 35%, email newsletters, websites, social media content, our super easy 3-click landing pages complete with the automated action plans, and so much more to help you manage your business, generate more leads and more referrals, and build that mindshare to drive even more sales. You can learn more on my site, mindshare101.com, by clicking on marketing. And of course, our push to 100 is still on. So I'd like to ask you, if you haven't yet, please take 2 minutes, rate the show, leave a review. And again, making this super easy for you. All you have to do is go to ratethispodcast.com/mindshare101. As always, thank you in advance. Today's episode is number 166. She is a single mother of 2 who started real estate in June 2017. In her first 6 months, with no contacts, family, or many friends, she did a lot of rentals to help grow her business and learn. In the meantime, she looked for different ways of prospecting, from door knocking in minus 30 temperatures to Facebook to YouTube and now onto TikTok. Her business has grown exponentially year after year. She achieved platinum and twice Chairman's Award, as well as Hall of Fame within her company, and she grossed over $720,000 in 2021 alone. With a dedicated emphasis on leveraging video as a marketing tactic, she says that the reason why video works so well for her and she gets so much business from them is that when she meets new people, they already saw her videos and love them. Therefore, she doesn't need to spend much time talking about herself. Instead, she can focus on their needs. She says, they feel they know me already. They can relate to me and my content. And so I've already gained their trust. This week on the show, I am joined by real estate broker Gemma Leggett. Gemma, bonjour et bienvenue à la Mindshare podcast.
Merci, mon ami. Bonjour.
Bonjour, bonjour. You like that? Stick a little bit of the French in there. Show like I can speak.
I love it. I love you did that.
Oh my God. So amazing to have you here. First of all, a big congratulations. That is some wicked success. And I'm not even going to say just to 2021, because we all know that there's lots of moving parts that come along with it all. But as we were talking about just before we got on air, we've known each other a number of years.
Yeah.
And watching your growth has been so wicked awesome. I'm just super, super, super excited for you. And again, just want to say a big congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. I'm really grateful to be here today. Thank you.
It is awesome. So I got to ask you this, like, single mother of 2, that's got to keep you like super, super busy. How old are the kids?
So my daughter is 11 and my son is 7.
Daughter's 11. Oh my God, that's right. So we're like right there because Joshua's 10.
Yes.
And Leah's 8.
Exactly. So we're reversed. I have the girl first, so all the drama first. And then I have my firefighter, right?
Okay, now who's the more rambunctious one, the older one or the younger one?
The one, sorry?
Which one's more rambunctious, more excited, more hyper, more like...
Oh, my son, for sure. My son, 7 years old. He never stops. Like, we try to stop, watch TV at night with my daughter just half an hour before we go to bed, before they go to bed. And he's like all over, jumping everywhere.
You know what? It's funny because Leah's the 8-year-old, as I just mentioned, and she is the one that is like all over the house, bouncing all the time. Joshua, on the other hand, like when it gets to like a certain time at night, he's like, I'm tired, I'm going to bed, you know, but he's pure athlete, right? So how do you, because I know the struggle that it takes with kids. And when we talk about, you know, how busy these things keep us, we talk about how much is going on. We talk about how many hats we all wear in a day. And the fact that you are a single mom, you do have 2 young children at home. They take a lot of time. We both go through that. And you're having a lot of success in business. Like, how are you managing the work-life balance? What kind of emphasis do you put on scheduling in your day, like on a regular basis?
So I really had to readjust completely my schedule. Before, when I was married and with my ex-husband, I could go anywhere, anytime, any day. It was just no problem. I could answer my phone 6 o'clock in the morning, midnight, whatever. And then when I separated, the first thing that I did was to hire an assistant who would help me take some load off my back. So that was very important to me. And then I decided to be very vulnerable and truthful to my clients and tell them, when I go to a listing appointment, one of the first things that I say is, I am a single mom. On Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I am with my children, and therefore they come first. If you have an emergency, you text me urgent, and I will be there. If it is not urgent, I ask you to wait until 9 p.m. to call me or text me. Then we can have this conversation. If there is a showing to do, then usually I have either colleagues to help me. My last assistant used to be licensed assistant, so she would do showings for me. Now it's different. I have some colleagues at Remax Hallmark helping me. But it is very important that I schedule that time with them, for them and for me, especially during COVID, because they need the attention, they need the love, they need to know that I'm here.
I couldn't agree more with that. I know I got back from Atlanta on Monday, and I'd gotten back in time to surprise them for when they got home from school. And I tried, the minute I got home, I had about 45 minutes to try to catch up to just the slew of messages, which I'm so grateful for, right? But to try to catch up on everything I could, so that the minute they walked in from school at about 3:05 and they were excited to see Dad, they haven't seen me in a week. I mean, I'd like to believe they were excited to see me. No, but based on that, it was that thing of saying, I'm not going to be looking at the phone. I am not going to be looking at the computer. I am giving these guys every single waking moment they have until they're ready to go to bed. And as I was ready to go to bed, as they were going to bed, I'm like, no. I got work to do before my next day.
Exactly.
Right. So it's a lot. What is a typical
mindset to have? Before I was like, I can't say no to my clients. How can I say no? How can I not go? And honestly, since I am vulnerable and I tell them how it is, I got so many people telling me, oh my gosh, I respect you so much more just for saying that, because it makes you be a human. You're a person, right? So I'm not just a professional woman who's going to come here and take their money. I'm here as a human, as a mom, and as a friend to help them, and obviously a professional to sell and help them buy their properties, right?
So there's a question I got then, because that's something that a lot of people might sit back and say for a second and go, no, I'm not going to tell my client that. I am going to prioritize my client, because what if they don't like my answer? Do you have a concern over that? Or how do you get people, what is the approach you take to basically say, look,
right,
I'm with my kids right now. You are super, super important for me. I want to do this deal for you. I don't want you going to work with somebody else. I don't want you thinking I don't care, like all those overarching things. But hey, my kids are more important right now. How do you get that message across, but do it properly?
Well, you know what? I'm very fortunate, because now, it wasn't like this when I started. When you start, you take whatever comes, you want to do whatever you can. But like everybody in real estate, I believe that I've been burnt by people who really took my time, my energy, and my money and really drained me. And I made a real decision of, if you're not going to want to work with me, because this is a partnership, right? I'm going to work to sell your house to the best of my knowledge and ability. But this is a partnership. We're working together. This is a relationship. We are getting married here. As soon as you sign that contract, we are on a marriage, right? So if you're not going to understand my life and how I'm going to run it, we're in the dating phase. And I'm not going to get married with you if I can't date you. So if I see that, and I'm sorry for saying that, it's just
no. Like, remember, you're on the Mindshare podcast right now. We are blunt. We are real. There's no sugarcoating here.
It's really, again, it's a relationship. They want to work with me, but I need to want to work with them as well. And if I see that I'm going to get into too much trouble, too much energy, too much draining, I've been there, done that. I don't want it anymore. At the end of the day, I know how hard it is and I don't want it. I would prefer to turn the business, and I have turned down business last year just because of that exact reason, where I felt, okay, I will not be able to still be a mom and help them to the best of my knowledge because they are going to drain me. So I prefer to say no to those people and focus my energy on finding people who are going to understand me, who are going to want to do business with me, and who are going to trust me. So I'll be honest with you, being single and being in COVID and whatnot, I actually had more business last year than ever. And I worked way less, but more strategically with the people that want to work with me, and I want to work with them. And I really feel it's extremely important to choose the people you want to work with, because at the end of the day, everybody's going to be happy. If not, we're going to have friction, and then we end up in court, and I don't want to do that.
It's so important though. We talk about choose your people, right? We talk about finding your niche and that audience. And I mean, I've said this, and I said this a couple of weeks ago when Virginia was on the show. It's that idea. You do need to really find your people, and you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And I say that all the time. I am not everybody's cup of tea. I know that. And the reality is I don't even like tea. Right. So, it's find your people, but your people are also going to find you. And when you start to find that jive together, great things can happen. Now, on that note, you're from France. You came here to Canada. You didn't know a single person, yet somehow you've grown this incredible real estate business. So first and foremost, everybody who's telling me you can't do it, she did it. So don't tell me you can't. Okay. That's number one.
I can. And I have to add to that. Not only didn't I know anybody, I didn't have a job, and I didn't speak English. And I arrived in November. A week after I arrived, it started snowing. Okay. So just so you know, if I did it.
Bienvenue au Canada. So, but seriously, how did you begin to build your network? Like, what were some of the first things that you went out and did to build that network, to market yourself, and to really get out there and meet people?
So when I became a realtor, my ex-husband and I didn't have much money. So we decided to sell our property in Newmarket and buy something in Innisfil, a house in Innisfil that we would be mortgage free. So now, again, we arrive in Innisfil. We don't know anybody. I don't have friends. I don't have nothing. And I'm starting real estate. And I thought, you know what? I need to work. I need to find work. So I saw a niche in the rental market because a lot of realtors from the city in Toronto, they are putting their sign as a lease, but they're in Toronto and they don't want to come and show properties in Innisfil. So what I did is I called all those agents and I said, listen, I live around the corner. Whenever you have somebody that wants to see the house, why don't you send them to me? If I get you somebody to lease the house, perfect. If not, can I keep the lease, please? I'm not going to ask you for any referral fee, like nothing. But if you want a referral fee when they are going to find something else, I will give it to you. And this is how I was able to do 17 leases in 6 months. And on those 17 leases, I'll be honest with you, later on, 5 of them bought and sold from me.
Nice.
So it started like that. And then obviously with the office, meeting new people, with my children at school, at the bus stop, I always talk to people. One client that I'm actually going to sell their house very soon, I met her at the liquor store. She was the cashier. And I happened to have the same car as her. And she asked me something to help her out with a ticket, whatever she had. And she said, can I take a picture of your card? I said, of course. And then we start talking. I give her my business card. We are at the LCBO. I'm buying booze.
You're kidding.
I'm giving her my business card. And she actually called me 3 years later. morning. It's Nancy. I would like to sell my house. Can you help me out? So this is how you build your network, is really talk to people everywhere, anywhere, anytime. I never go to the grocery shopping, or rarely go to the grocery shopping without makeup, because if I need to talk to somebody like the cashier or anybody, I always try to have a joke for somebody, or try to set up a conversation, anything. You need to make people like you, because if you want to do business, remember, people do business with people they like.
This is absolutely right. Definitely a very, very good point made. So how much emphasis now today then do you put on your actual contact list in terms of what kind of business it brings in, how much focus you put on it in a day, talking about time management and scheduling? How much of your day is really made up on making sure that you go after that group of people?
So obviously I have a CRM, just about like everybody. And then I just make sure that every birthday is celebrated, but not just a card randomly. It's written card. I'm thinking about you, something that will touch them. I send about 5-6 cards per year to my sphere of influence. Facebook, Instagram, all the time, follow up with them. Always have a kind word, but it has to come from your heart, right? You're not doing it just because, again, I've had clients where I don't even want to talk to them ever again, to be honest with you. So it'll be like, okay, see you never, please do not refer me to people who are like you, because I can't do that. Obviously I don't say that, but
no, of course.
You understand what I mean. So really it's the genuine attention that you give to clients. It's the extra step, extra mile that you go for. For example, for Christmas, I hosted a Christmas party at my house with my clients. I had games for them. I had a DJ. I had it catered. I had gifts for them. So all the gifts, we had to play a game. We finished. It was like 2:30 in the morning, and my clients were like so happy about it, and they can't stop talking about it,
We have a question from one of our Mindshare Masters is watching in our VIP room right now, and he wanted to know, what are some of the daily activities that you're doing now? You just listed off obviously the Facebook, the Instagram, the personal notes. Certainly when you're going out and meeting with people, what are some of the other things that you're doing just on a daily that's kind of consistent in your routine on a regular basis?
Well, obviously, so 3 days a week, I take my kids to school. So until 9 o'clock, I'm going back and forth to school. So usually when I'm in the car in the morning, this is when I call either colleagues, past clients, things like that, to try to really optimize my time in the car. And then I drop off my kids. I try to talk with parents over there. So then we have conversations. Then I go to the office. I like to look at the market right away. So see what sold yesterday, what's on the market today, how many houses, how many detached homes, how many townhomes, whatever is in my marketplace. So I get knowledge for the day. So if anybody comes at me, I know what to say and how to say it. And then I go on with my day. There is not one day that is the same. For example, today I'm having a multiple offer right now. I see my phone going on and on and on, because I'm selling a property on the lake in Georgina. And we asked the offers to arrive before 12. And of course it didn't, of course, right? I only had one offer, and now they all want to register it right now. So one day is the same, right? But most of the time I'm on my phone, texting, emailing, calling. And when I have my kids, I go get them at 3:30. We arrive at between 4:30. Then I'm with them. There's nothing happening between that time and the time that we stop, unless, again, it's an emergency or I'm selling a house or there is something happening. Then they know not to talk to me, because otherwise they go to bed and there's no dinner involved. I'm joking.
No, I know.
No, I don't want child services on me either.
But are you, Gemma? Are you seeing business, most of your business, from people you know or people you don't know, or have you got a mix? I mean, I imagine you're getting from both sides, but is there a majority? Is there somebody? Which way does your business lean?
So it used to be from people I don't know. But now more and more, I'm seeing more and more referral because people that I know that I've done business with that like me
Right.
are referring me. So it's more and more with people I know, but it's still with people I don't know. I get people calling me from very often from my videos. Very often.
Okay, right. And I mean, the videos look amazing. So tell me this then, and I want to get into the videos. I want to talk more about that in a moment here. What's it take to convert strangers? I mean, what's it really take? Like, let's talk about the time involved. Let's talk about the effort involved. Let's talk about the money involved. What have you learned about that process? Like going out there, and I mean, again, you said it. You moved from France, it's cold, it was snowing, and here you are door knocking at minus 30 temps, talking to everybody you could to build up this network. You're now benefiting from the rewards of the network you've built out, but you're not shying away from going after the strangers. But I imagine there's a lot you can share with people right now that are going, either I'm not doing a good enough job working my network, which I'd say that we'd probably both say you got to do a better job. The other side to that is if you are going out there trying to find new leads, new strangers, new people you could bring into your pipeline, there's a big learning curve to that. Like, what is that process that you've learned, and what can you share with people about the conversion and, again, what it takes?
So one thing that I've learned really is not to put my eggs in one basket.
Cool.
I heard a lot from agents when COVID hit. Oh my gosh, I can't do open houses no more. My business was around open houses. Now I don't have no more business. What am I going to do? Oh my gosh, I was door knocking. What am I going to do? So I always dedicate my day to do 3, 4, 5 different things. And it's not just one thing. I don't do just one thing. I don't just do video. I don't just do social media. I don't just do door knocking. I don't just do cold calling. I don't just do mail out, etc., etc. You have to do a little bit of everything, in my opinion, and see the one that works the best for you. But once one doesn't work anymore because all of a sudden COVID happened, at least you have something else. So my first year, I did a lot of door knocking because I didn't have much money, obviously. And I did invest every single little bit of money into mail out, so postcards, right? Postcards. But I didn't get any deals before 8 months of sending postcards, for 8 months. And the problem I find with people today is they're going to start something and, oh, it doesn't work. So they're going to stop. I just do not stop. Maybe this year it doesn't work, but next year it will work. At one point, this will work. It has to, if it's done correctly. So it's just do not stop. Don't try it for 2 weeks and, oh, it doesn't work. Right?
Great advice there. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's one of the biggest issues we see. And I know I've been on the front line of that with people on the other side going, well, I don't know if it's working, or I didn't see results. And you're going, but you started yesterday, right?
Yes.
And yes, it could be 30 days ago, but let's be real. Everything in life takes time. Anything takes time to really achieve that level of success, right? You need the time, you need the patience, you need the dedication and the discipline to really, truly execute.
And to say that, like the first video I did, and honestly, it's still there. It's still on YouTube because I don't want to take it out because I want to remind myself every single day to look at that video and just to beat myself to be better every day. But when I look at that first video, it sucked.
We all did. Oh my God, we all did.
It was so bad. And even today, when I shoot a video, I just don't look at it because otherwise I'm going to start being critical. And then I want to do it again and again and again and again. And then we don't stop. So I press record and then I go. Off I go.
I'll double down on that one. I'm very much the same way. And I've been doing a few videos here and there as well. So here, talking to that then, because over the past few years, you know, you've really noticeably been working on your personal brand and working on, you know, you and how you appear to others out there, you know, in the industry and to the people you're working with. And I guess the first question is here, you know, how did you develop the you in your brand, right? Like, how did you really figure out who you are, what your brand is? And are you still learning about this? Are there still things that you're figuring out right now?
Well, it starts with, do you know you or you don't know you? I know who I am. I know what I like. I'm comfortable with myself. And I say this to anybody: if you want a relationship, if you want a job, if you want anything, you first need to know who you are. What are your strengths? What are your your fails? Work on the fails. Because if you're already strong somewhere, then you need to improve where you're not strong. So go and get that. So this is where I go. I go get my knowledge where I need to get it. Books, videos, seminars, anything that I can to educate myself to get better and to you understand what I mean, right? Like to help me out. I don't have the word.
Well, it's about that self-improvement though. It's about figuring out who you are, right? The more look, and let me take a moment right there for a second. Forgive me, but to everybody, and there's many of you here that are watching from the VIP room, and many of you that I talk to, and many of you that listen to the show on a regular. I'm so grateful for everybody. I talk about this a lot though, is read. And we're so good at feeding our belly and having lunch when it's time, and dinner when it's time, and breakfast when it's time, and munching when it's time. And, how often do you feed your brain?
Yeah.
Right. How much time are you learning? I mean, Gemma, I did that travel to Atlanta for that event that I was just on stage at last week. And I'll tell you, in the month of January, I read 4 books.
Yeah.
Okay. Now my goal is about 2.5, and why 2.5 and not 3, or why not 2? It's just in terms of timing and how it all works out. But how many I want to read by the end of the year? And I did 4, and I had a lot of time because I was traveling. So I was able to fit some extra ones in. The big thing here is though, if you're not feeding your brain, you're not going to get other people's ideas, thoughts, opinions, and teachings. You're not going to have more to dissect and break down in your mind to go, what's right, what's wrong? Because just because I said it, or you said it, or the author that we're reading said it, doesn't mean it's right. It may not mean it's wrong, but it's another opinion. It's another way of looking at it. And then you're going to find, and this is what I find at least, consistencies in the top people. Right. So in all the best people, as you listen to them, there's a lot of underlying tones that are very, very similar. And now what it does is solidifies and kind of, in your mind, concretes it and says, yeah, like it seems like that's what people do. So I'm going to start implementing that. And then, next thing you know, right?
Exactly. Absolutely.
So I'm with you on that. I mean, it's all about, finding you. So I guess that's kind of where you're going with that too, though.
So I already knew who I was and what I wanted to do. And I'm fun. Like if you want somebody who is boring and this is not me, right? So I want to work with people who want to understand my personality and have the same personality, because I know that we are going to mesh. Now in negotiation, I'm completely different, right? I'm strong, actually. Actually, I'm really not a nice person.
You think she looks nice?
That's not good. Let's not talk about that.
So let me ask you this though, because one of our Mindset Masters was asking, Tammy was asking here, is there any particular book or seminar that really stands out to you that has just had a significant impact?
Anything that
on your business.
The book that I really like, easy book. So I don't have time to read per se, so I do Audible.
Me too. I love Audible.
Because
by the way, when I said I read 4 books and I was traveling, listening.
It's Audible. It's I wake up in the morning and I go in my shower and an Audible is going on, or motivational video on YouTube is going on, because I need to fuel my day with that to start. Eat That Frog, for example. Eat That Frog was a very good one that really helps you. Like, you need to do the thing you don't like to do first. Right? So Eat That Frog was a very good book. Unstoppable, or what was the
Unstoppable,
name?
Yep. Unstoppable is the book.
That was one that really, really helped me out. Tony Robbins, I love. I mean, anything that will, first of all, make me believe in myself, because I think that a lot of people, what they're lacking is believing in themselves. I know who I am. I know I like me. If you don't like me, that's not my problem. That really is yours. And I'm sorry about that. But it took me so many years of bullying when I was a child. My own mother did not believe in me. Like when I told her I arrived in Canada and I got a job as a French teacher, the first thing she said to me was, French? But you sucked at French. How can you teach it?
Oh my God, Mom.
My own mother, she did not believe in me. When I told her I was going to leave French teaching and going to real estate and going back to school, she's like, come on, can you find something else to do, really? Like, So the first thing to do really is to believe in yourself, right? Once you believe in yourself, then put the good thing in your mind every single day. I'm capable. I know I can do it. I will do it. And that's it. Don't tell me you can't. If you tell me you can't.
Tell me you can't. Love that.
If you tell me you can't, just find a way. You don't know yet. It's not that you don't know. You don't know yet. What are you going to do to know? How are you going to know? What are the steps for you to know what you need to know to grow? And again, change is extremely difficult. If everybody could change like that, then we would be all millionaires. But because it's so difficult, people don't do it. And so the people who will put the work to change, to get knowledge, and to get themselves where they need to be, will get ahead. And it's not luck. There's no luck into this. Like some people tell me, oh, you're so lucky. No, I'm not lucky. No, I'm not. I work my ass off. I work. I remember when I separated from my ex, before I separated, I went and I saw my broker for court. And I told her that I was going to separate. And she said to me, oh my gosh, your business is going to go down 50%. That was in 2020. Well, because separation, you're going to get depressed, whatnot. That was in 2020. In 2021, my business went 50% up. And the answer that I told her at that point is like, not on my dead body. Now that you told me that, I'm going to make sure that I prove you. There's no way. It's not because I'm going to separate that I'm going to stop. When I started real estate, I lost my sister and my dad 5 days apart. My sister was 45 years old. She had a cancer. She passed away. My dad passed away 5 days after her. I came back to Canada. Okay, it was in January 2018. And this is when I went door knocking by minus 20, minus 30, because I had a choice of either becoming an alcoholic and vegging on my couch or do something with myself and put my energy somewhere else. And trust me, I could have become a vegetable back then, because the emotion you go when you lose not one, but two person that are extremely important to you is huge. So once again, all I'm saying is don't tell me you can't.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I tell my kids that every single night of their life. You can do it.
Yep.
And there is no can't.
No.
There's
when I tell my son, it's like, he says, I can't do it. And I'm like, okay, so what are you going to do about it? Because I'm not doing it for you.
Oh, I just look at them now and I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, well, I can. And I'm like, good, figure it out. Right? Done. So tell me this then, talking about can do it, talking about confidence in yourself, talking about learning and finding your brand and figure out who you are. I remember being at a conference with you years ago, back in the day when that stuff was normal. But I remember being at a conference with you in person and we were talking and you brought up the fact that you were starting to do video. And you said to me, David, I'm starting to do video. Like I'm getting into it. I'm going to do it. I mean, since then you've got like all in. They've been absolutely amazing. Some just wicked stuff that you've done. You're a natural. You got a great charisma, the great smile. I mean, just it's pleasing and it looks fun and natural for you. And knowing you off of that video and knowing the person that you are, that's you. Like, I mean, that to me, that's who you and I know the tough side too when it comes to negotiate. I know that lady, right? So but it's amazing. It's amazing. So talk to me about this. Like, why did you decide to get on video and what impact is it having on your business now? Because, and let me just preface this really quickly by saying, I'm telling everybody to get on video. Most people are just too scared and understandably so.
Yeah.
Let's tell them more why they need to. What's up?
Well, when you want to relax, you read a book or you watch TV, right? So you watch a video, you go on YouTube or you watch TV or whatever. When you want to find something, you go on Google, right? You Google blah, blah, blah. And usually in Google, you have a long article that you're not going to read, or you have quick videos, right? For example, if you type one of my last listing that I sold, you tap the address, you're going to have the map, then you're going to have maybe a website of some kind talking about the house, and then you're going to have my video right there. So this is how people see me right there. So they're going to click on the video. The other thing is when I watch a video, if I like, let's say, Jennifer Aniston.
Personally, I like Jennifer Aniston.
I'm going to watch more and more video of Jennifer Aniston, right? But if I don't like her, am I going to watch her video? No. Right? So where I'm going here is, again, people who want to do business with me, they watch my video. If they liked me, they're going to invite me into their house. If they didn't like me, they're not going to call me. And I go into their house with YouTube faster than I go into their house with a phone call, because a phone call, I'm going to call them or door knock, they don't know me. But when they look at my video, they look at it and, maybe I'll watch another one and another one. Oh, I like her. I'm going to call her. Right? So that's my point here. So
videos is getting people to know you
before they call me.
I mean, like we said off the top of the show, but it's that same idea. They're getting to know who you are prior to meeting you. They've now got a predetermined notion of who you are, what you sound like, what you look like, how you carry yourself, and they can make a determination and go, do we want this lady in our house? Do we want to invite this lady over? Do we want to speak to her further?
That's right.
Okay, cool. So it's a compelling enough reason.
The great thing is now I arrive in the house and I ask them, why did you call me? And when you ask somebody, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Instantly, you just want to defend yourself. Well, I did that because I like you, or whatever it is, the reason. But they want to defend the reason why I'm in their house. I got the listing already. Because they are defending the fact that they're inviting me. You understand? So now all I have to do is show them my knowledge. I don't have to talk about me. I don't have to talk about what I do, because they already know what I do. They already saw me. They already saw my videos. They probably went on my website. They probably went on my Facebook, whatever. They saw me.
Now, okay, so we've got a good reason as to why you've done it, right? It was that idea of getting the brand out there and getting people to be able to know you better, right?
And so fun.
And which is incredibly important.
Yeah.
Now, let's go backwards for a second, because you said that first video you did, and I got to tell you, I'm right there with you. Like that first video, I remember it. I know where I was. I know what I did. I know what I didn't like. You talked about it. I'm just curious, how did you muster up the nerve to do it? How did you feel about doing it? How did you feel after you did it? Were you happy with it? Were you shy about it? Were you embarrassed by it? Were you like totally like, oh my God, I can't even do this? What kind of nerve did it take you to even build up to the fact of like, I'm about to do my first video?
I don't think I give too much thought, to be honest with you. I just said, okay, I got to do it. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to play record and I'm going to go. And again, the big thing, just do not watch it again. Watch it again, you will never post it. And remember, any video that I will do will outperform the video you don't do.
Whoa, you guys catch that? Any video that she does will outperform the video that you don't do. I was waiting. I was like, how's she going to finish the sentence right now? This is getting bold. But like, you just put a big exclamation mark on that.
Yep.
I hope everybody caught that. I might quote you on that one. Like, I like that. It's so true though, right? And done is better than perfect. You just got to go and you got to do it. So advice, like if I'm going, okay, you know what, Gemma, I agree with you. I got to get on this thing. I've been hearing Dave. He's like a pain in the ass in my mind. I can hear his voice going, get on video. And here you are going, you mustered up, and here's why you did it was for people to get to know you better. And it's helping you get more business. So hopefully everybody so far is very compelled to go, okay, when I end this show today, I'm going to do my first video. What do you suggest I do? Like, you got me at a point right now where I'm going, I'm going to do this. What would I do right after this?
Like this. Play record. Start talking. Post it.
Yeah. Too
whatever
easy, right?
you want. Like, at the end of the day, if you're fun, do something funny. If you're mom, do something mommy. With TikTok nowadays, honestly, it's so easy and fast to do anything you want. Even if you don't like to come up with an idea, you can now take their sound of the person talking and you just mimic with your mouth. Like, this is so easy right now to do video. You just, even if you want to mimic mine, do whatever you want, just replicate. Like, I got so many people, sometimes like realtor, contacting me and say, hey, can I take your video and do a spin on it? And I'm like, yeah, of course, do whatever you want, but do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. And
okay, so give me an idea. If I okay, I like that. You could go to Gemma's TikTok, grab something from there. What if that seems too over my head? I like what you just said about how simple it is, and I give the exact same advice. Pick this thing up, right arm. You could use your left arm if you want to. I don't really care which arm you use. Point this lens to yourself, eyes on the lens, and just start talking. What should I talk about?
Whatever you want, whatever it is important to you. Like, I don't post only real estate because I want to engage an audience that is small and younger family, fun people, etc., etc. So I find that if I want to know about appraisal, for example, if you're too boring, the person is not going to listen, right? First of all, it has to be short. It has to be concise. It has to be to the point. And if you're boring, you lost me. It has to be a little bit fun, right? Because I can go online and find anything I want about appraisal. This is how nowadays any information at any point can be given to anybody, right? So just be different. Talk about anything you want. Anything you want. Like someday, again, like this morning, for example, I made a video about selling in multiple offers. Somebody screaming in my ear. It was not me talking, right? Somebody screaming in my ear, and I'm like, oh my gosh, frazzled. I'm just making fun of myself. The other video that I did was for Valentine's Day. Don't buy her flowers, buy her house. Call me. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you want.
Where are you? So, I mean, let's just say the person screaming in your ear, was this like a TikTok thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you find the clip, you save it.
Find the clip, and then it's literally 5 minutes to do it. 5 minutes.
Yeah. You see, so it's look, once you start with something, guys, and I would even say that TikTok part of it is like that next step up, from a simplicity perspective. I think one of the easiest things that everybody could do is just get on your social media stories and start there. Just keep it raw. Tell people about what you just learned off of this episode that you watched today or you listened to today, right? Just get on. Just say, I was listening to the Mindshare podcast, awesome guest on today with David. And, here were my top 3 takeaways. You should check out the show and tell me what you think, or I'd love to hear what you thought about it or something. It's the most innocuous stuff, but you got to remember something that, what happened this morning at 9:00 in the morning is already old news.
Yep.
Like, I'm not even going to go back to yesterday. I'm just going to go back to a few hours ago and say it's old news. It is what it is. So, you can come up with anything, put something out there, not put too much weight on, the what. So question now then. So once you've got the video and it's recorded, what's the magic to getting it out there to the world, right? Because we want people to see it. Like, what do you expect? What's the magic to getting it out to the world? And what are you expecting in return from the fact that you put out a video and all the effort that you put into putting it together, searching it, coming up with what to say, mustering up the confidence, putting it out to the world? How do you get out there? What are you expecting?
Well, it really depends on which platform you're going to. You can go on Facebook stories right now and just shoot yourself every 5 seconds. On Facebook stories, you can go on Instagram, do the same, do Reels, do TikTok, do YouTube. So it really depends on the platform you want to go to. I know that I've grown my YouTube channel quite a bit. Like my last video for my last listing property got over 7,000 views in 10 days. It takes time. Again, I did not start my YouTube channel yesterday. It just takes time and consistency. Like you have to be consistent. Consistent. So if you don't want to do a YouTube channel because you don't feel like it, then don't. If you want to go on TikTok, go on TikTok. If you want to go on Reels, go on Reels. If you want to choose, but the thing again is choose at least one and do it every day and do it until it's normal. Like when you brush your teeth in the morning, do you really think, oh gosh, I have to brush my teeth? What kind of toothpaste that I'm going to put on? Which way should I go? Should I start right? Should I start left? Should I open my mouth first? Should I close? You don't think about that. You just go, you put your toothpaste on, and then you brush your teeth. You rinse your mouth, you go with your day. You know what I mean? So you do something every single day for the next 3 months. It usually takes 3 months to get an habit, to
build a habit. Absolutely.
So every single day, force yourself, even if you don't want to post it for 3 months, but for 3 months, do it every single day for yourself. And then in 3 months from now, it's an habit. So just go and post it and post it wherever, just so you know. No one cares. People scrolls, and usually we scrolls before the video is finished.
Mm-hmm. Are you spending a lot of money to get the videos seen on Facebook or YouTube or anywhere?
Well, my video for my listings, it's just done with my videographer. So it's whatever package he gives me.
But it's sort of like, is he advertising it, or is he just putting it up there and it's getting organic views?
I put it out there.
Okay.
And then I don't pay for ads. No, not on YouTube.
Okay, so it's organic. I like that.
Organic on Facebook, same. But I mean, again, it takes a long time to develop that, right? And then I did last year do a lot of different videos. Not last year, 2 years. Well, yeah, just before COVID, and one last during COVID. Because COVID, we stopped doing those videos, but more about a business card video, a testimonial video. Those are on my YouTube, and those are the ones that my clients look at, or people look at when they're searching me, and they see those first. Testimonial, and the funny ones that I did about the glamorous life of a realtor, where it's over 50,000 views or something like that. I don't remember now.
Amazing.
So yeah, again, it's those I paid. But again, like if you want something, you need to get it. If you want to get it, you need to pay something. You know, nothing is for free, right?
Right.
And if you want to get your full commission at 2.5, then you have to put the work into it, right?
There you go. Earning it.
That's it.
So, I mean, we know, when you sort of alluded to this before, video is not the be all and end all of your entire marketing strategy.
Yeah.
What else are you doing to, I guess, complement the video? What else are you implementing? And maybe what's some of the stuff that you see as some of the most effective tactics that you're using when you're getting out there to build mindshare with people?
It really is a relationship. More than ever, relationship. Especially with COVID, it goes such a long way to drop off a bottle of wine just before Christmas. Like I sold a property 3 years ago to an older couple. I knew they were lonely. So I just went the day before Christmas, and I just had a surgery, as you know. So I still went the day before Christmas and drop off a very nice little card with a bottle of wine saying Merry Christmas. They love that. It's not much. I'm not getting out of my way, but I know that, and I do it with my heart. Again, don't do nothing if it's not with your heart. Because if you do something to expect something in return, nothing will come. You give, you don't expect return. Because if you expect something, you will be disappointed. Always. So relationship, invest in relationship. When you have your clients, just tell them, for example, this morning I'm putting a house on the market on Friday. Today, my painter is over there. I went this morning to see how's it going. Before I went, would you like a coffee? It's not much. It's a coffee. But I stop to get him a coffee. I bring him a coffee. He's happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Gemma, I don't have the time for all this stuff. I'm like really, really busy.
Okay, no problem then. Do what you want. But I'll get better than you. It's up to you. You go the extra mile or you don't. You know what I mean? Like, for example, at Christmas time, when I had my Christmas party, it was, I had 10 big presents and everybody had to play to win something. And I had this big comforter and one of my clients really, really wanted it. But she played at every single game, but she didn't get it. Okay. And I knew she wanted it. She just had a baby, blah, 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 whatever. The next day I went and I bought her the same comforter and I bring it to her house. And when I brought it, she started crying. This woman is going to refer me to everybody she knows for the rest of her life. I didn't do it for that. I didn't do it for her to refer me. Right. But I did it because I knew she wanted it so bad. And I actually wanted her to have it as well. Right? So yes, I took an hour of my time to go to Costco, get that comforter, bring it to her, but I made somebody happy. And that was priceless in my opinion.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? Is helping people, connecting with people, really just being there and not doing it with any predetermined notion of getting anything back. Right. And I think that's why I kind of made the joke of like, but I don't have time. We hear that all the time. We're all busy, and I challenge anybody to, take every hat that you wear in a day, every single one, and hang it on a wall. And as you hang it on the wall and you look at the amount of hats you wear, you're going to be blown away by how many responsibilities you have and how much you have to do. Yes. And even if you took probably 10 of those hats away, you're probably still going to be overwhelmed. When you boil it all down and you search for that answer to say, well, how am I going to get it done? Like, how can I get through all of this and just get it done? One thing that I've learned in life is prioritize by helping others. And somehow the rest of all those things, including cutting the grass and picking up the milk, they'll get done. Yeah, they'll get done. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but at the same time, if all you do is prioritize, getting milk and cutting the grass and others are not involved in that, you're gonna have a tough time getting things done.
Yeah.
It's crazy the way that works, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, lots of good talk today. I mean, finding yourself when we talk about, the personal branding. First, we talk about, you and coming to Canada and starting this business that has just flourished over the past few years that you've been in it. And I say it's a very short while. It's not even 10 years. It's like, what, we're halfway there, I think, for you. Right?
I arrived in Canada in 2004.
Oh, 4. Okay. But started in the business 2017, right?
2017, yes.
There we go. Right. So a short period of time.
Yeah.
You have really found this incredible, journey for yourself in terms of who you are as a person, understanding where your business comes from. We talked about that you're still getting it from outsiders, but a lot of it's coming from the database. Why? Because you're always so focused on relationships and helping others. You've also found a really unique way of leveraging video to connect with people and get them to know you, which has opened up even more opportunity. So it's incredible just to watch the successes and I mean, some great learning here today. So quite a question for you. How do you know it's been a successful day for you?
When I put my kids to bed and they tell me they love me. I've done my job.
Well done, Mom.
I'm sorry.
No. I like that. I like that.
Like this morning when I was driving my kids to school, my daughter said, because I go with a list of 5 grateful things we are every day. What are you grateful for? And today I said, okay, but I want you to tell me why you're grateful for that thing. And so one of the things she was grateful for me because I'm the best mom that she could dream of.
Aww.
And that cannot be beaten by anything. Money cannot be beaten.
Money means nothing to that, right?
Nothing can buy that. Nothing.
Okay. I'm going to ask on that then for a second. You practice gratitude every day?
Every day. Every single day, a colleague and I send each other a message. So a text message every morning. If it's not me, it's him. If it's not him, it's me. Every single day, 5 things that we're grateful for. It takes a minute. That's it. And then when I'm with my kids in the car, as I said, I have to drive them quite a bit because they go to French school, fully French school in Aura, so I have to drive them. We're not best. So 5 things that you're grateful for every single day. You find it to me.
Why is gratitude so important for you? Why do you take time every day to do it, even though it doesn't take a lot of time? And what more of the bigger question than that, why should everybody listening be focused on practicing gratitude on a daily basis? And I just want to preface that by saying I am exactly like that. Like my day, the last thing I do in a day, once I kiss my kids to bed, I then go and I write in my journal every day.
Funny, I start my day like that. I start my day with gratitude because it helps me focus on the good. And I remember one day it was really bad day. And I told my partner, the person that I write the gratitude list with, I said, I'm sorry, I have nothing to say today. And he said to me, are you kidding me right now? Get off your butt and find me 5 things you're grateful for. Just look around you. And I'm like, you're right. You're right. Like my comfortable bed, the coffee I'm sipping right now, my home, my health, my kids, my whatever. But it has to be, I am grateful for my car because it helps me bring you to school. For example, that's what I said this morning, right? I'm grateful for something because something else, right?
I was, before I left on my trip, I was grateful for my safe travel there and back. I was grateful that the road took care of me. And for those of you that know me well, and I love my motorcycle and I love my road trips, I believe very much in the road and Mother Nature taking care of me.
Did you go with a motorcycle?
No, I wish the weather wasn't good enough for that. Otherwise, I certainly would have, especially driving through those Smoky Mountains down through Kentucky. Phenomenal. Got a lot of work done in the car, which was amazing. Had a lot of fun in the drive, but much the same, I do really carry the utmost respect for the road and for Mother Nature. And that might sound like way out there for a lot of people. But when you spend, that much time on the road, you've got to have an appreciation for it. A lot of crazy things happen out there. But I will tell you, as I got back, one of the things was I was grateful that the road took care of me. Yeah. I was grateful that Mother Nature gave me blue skies the whole way. Yeah. And again, you could look and say, wow, man, this guy's off his rocker. But I'll tell you this too. This past week, I had the good fortune of speaking on stage at an event. And there was a few other like really major people there. Gary Vee was there. Damon John from Shark Tank was there. And there was a lot of amazing people that I know from the industry that I've seen, through social medias that were on that stage. And there was some underlying messages. And I will tell you that both Gary and Damon, who are both, multi-millionaires with millions and millions and millions of followers on social media. So these guys have done something to earn it. They both talked about the importance of practicing gratitude.
Yeah.
They both talked about it.
And
right?
Since I started this, and to be honest with you, I started this gratitude list when I decided to separate from my ex because I was just like in a, poor me mode. What am I going to do mode? I'm never going to be able to do this mode. And he said, you know what, let's start this. Since that, honestly, this changed my life. End of story. And it's 1 minute. It takes you 1 minute. So even if you don't have somebody to text back and forth with your kids, with yourself, in front of your mirror in the morning, at night, with a pen, exactly. Like, but just do it. Just do it. And if you don't want to write it down, just speak it out loud. You cannot tell me that you're in your car and you cannot say 5 things you're grateful for once you're driving from here to there. There's no reason for you not to do it. Zero reason.
I knew this would be a great episode with you. Give us some parting words, some advice to everybody out there. What can they do to better themselves? What can they do to find their brand? What can they do to get more comfortable with video? What can they do to get out there and build mindshare? Just give us some parting words. And
the first thing to do is to believe in yourself and to get knowledge. Just go and educate yourself in any situation you want. If it's health you want, then go and read books on health or on videos or whatever you want. If it's business you want, then go get that. If it's you want to be better at negotiating, then go and watch videos, go do courses, attend, whatever you need to do. Just get up your butt and go do it. No one will do it for you. Just you do it. You do your life, because your life can stop at any time, and you don't want to be, oh, I wish I did that. The day you're going to die, you don't want to be that person. I wish I did that. No, you just go and you do it, because you can die tomorrow.
You can do it.
That's it. You can.
Gemma, where can people find you?
You can find me at gemmaleggett.ca. You can find me. My phone number is 416-824-7475. My email address, gemma@gemmaleggett.ca. On Facebook, Gemma Leggett. On Instagram, Gemma Realty. On TikTok, Gemma Leggett. It's just my name. Go on.
She is not hard to find, so I encourage you guys, if you haven't seen her videos yet, make sure you go and do that. Tune in, check her out, connect with her. Obviously, a very powerful mind, doing some amazing things.
My channel on YouTube too, please. That helps me out.
There you go.
That doesn't do nothing for you, but by subscribing to my channel, I get more views, and eventually YouTube is going to pay me.
There you go. So help her out.
Yes.
Do it for the cause. No, definitely connect with Gemma. Go and see what she's up to. Doing some great stuff. And again, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today. Gemma, merci beaucoup.
Merci à toi, David. And I am very grateful for you today.
You're either listening to this on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or Spotify. Or maybe you went to my website, mindshare101.com. And while you're on my site, make sure to download your free copy of the Ultimate Marketing Bundle for Realtors. This is a 31-page ebook packed with a ton of tips and tricks for you. Plus, there's a ready-to-go 90-day social media content counter to help you build more mindshare so that you can get more market share. And if you want to talk about personalized one-to-one coaching to help you get to your next level, just get in touch with me. We'll set up a free consultation call, learn more about what you're looking to achieve and how I and my team will help you do just that. Also, don't forget that our push to 100 is on. All you have to do, this is super easy, is go to www.ratethispodcast.com/mindshare101. And of course, if you haven't yet, connect with me on Facebook at mindshare101 and on Instagram at David Greenspan 101. I want to once again thank Virginia Munden and the Buzz Conference for sponsoring today's episode. Be sure to visit their website, www.thebuzzconference.com, and follow them on Instagram at The Buzz Conference to keep tabs on all the awesome events they are always hosting, along with getting this latest, very, very special copy of the Buzz Digital Magazine. And of course, I want to thank Kits Keep in Touch Systems for sponsoring today's episode. If you haven't checked us out yet, just go to my site, mindshare101.com, and click on marketing. This has been another episode of the Mindshare Podcast. Thank you for tuning in.